Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's Brandon with Campbell Fitness, and today's video is going to talk about goal setting. Now, although this is going to be catered more towards a fitness audience, this can still be applied to your life, whether you want to look at it in your personal or your corporate and work lives as well, as these are all very good points and you can apply them any way that you choose to. However, for the sake of this video and my typical audience, I'm going to be really centered around fitness goals. So for this, we're going to be looking at something that are known as SMART goals. Now, obviously, SMART is an acronym with each letter standing for something, so we'll jump right into this. So for the first letter in SMART, S obviously, for you alphabetic majors out there, we're going to talk about specific goals when we set them. The reason being is all too often we set very vague goals, and this really leads to us failing a lot of times or not hitting specifically what we want to do. So for example, the most common thing that I see out there is every New Year's people come out with New Year's resolutions, and the most popular one that I see is typically to lose weight. Now that's a very vague goal, because during the course of the year, if you were to lose 1 pound, technically you would have accomplished your goal, or your resolution in this case. Now, speaking with most people, they'll probably tell you that's not something that was good enough for them because their goal is to lose more than just 1 pound. However, the fact that they didn't set a very specific goal to begin with, you can't really fault them for saying, hey, you accomplished your goal with a 1 pound weight loss. This is also why many people each year set the same resolutions. You'll notice the same people that last year said their goal is to get in shape and lose weight are typically saying the same things the following year as well. So we want to really focus on specific goals. Now, for a lot of you bodybuilders and lifters out there, this might be maybe hitting a certain PR, it might be increasing the reps with a certain weight, it might be dropping a certain amount of pounds or gaining a certain amount of pounds. Regardless of what your goal is, you want to be specific as possible. Set a concrete number. And this is going to lead us into our next point of goal setting, which is not only going to be specific goals, but they got to be measurable. Meaning we have to be able to take a look and see exactly what we're doing going forward so that we're able to actually measure how we're progressing. The reason being is if we set a goal out to lose, let's say 20 pounds in 2013, which is coming up fairly soon, by setting ourselves a measurable amounts, we're able to track our progress and make sure that we're on point to meet that goal. Rather than waiting till the last minute, December 25th, Christmas for those of you who don't know, of 2013 saying, oh crap, I only have 6 more days left in the year and I have to lose an additional 19 pounds, it's very likely that your goals aren't going to be met. So not only do our goals have to be specific in nature, but they have to be measurable. That way we can track our progress going forward to make sure that we're on point to achieve them. Now, leading to the next lever here, A, what we have is achievable goals. So for all of you that want to bench press 5,000 pounds, it's not very achievable to set that kind of goal. The point of a goal is to actually accomplish it. However, we want to make sure that number one, it's not impossible, but also number two, that it's not too easy either. Because if a goal is way too easy to accomplish, there's nothing going to be really driving you to make sure that you do it, because there's no satisfaction in completing that goal. So again, when you're setting these goals, they have to be specific, measurable, and actually achievable. That's the point of a goal, so that you actually finish that. By setting impossible goals, you're kind of setting yourself up not only to not achieve those goals, but also really to let yourself down and feeling bad about yourself, which of course nobody wants to do. Now, moving on to the next letter here, R, what we have is relevant. So that means when you're setting these goals, they have to have some importance to you specifically. Now, let's say you go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, you need to lose weight. Now, that's not really relevant to us if it's not an important thing in our lives. Maybe we're happy with who we are, or maybe we don't like exercising or eating a certain way. We're not going to be really motivated to kind of go through with these plans. That's why oftentimes when people go on diets, they just don't work, because the diet itself isn't relevant to what they want to do or who they are as a person. So by setting a relevant goal, not only do we make sure that we try to do it, but again, going back to the other things we've already mentioned, making them achievable, it's going to give us a sense of satisfaction of actually completing them. So far for a brief recap, we have specific goals that are measurable and achievable. Again, don't want to set our expectations too high, but at the same time not setting them too low either. And they have to be relevant to us. There has to be a reason for why we're doing this. And the final thing we're going to talk about here is the letter T, and that means time sensitive. So we have to kind of put a fire under our butt to make sure that we're actually going to do these. If I just say I want to lose weight, which of course isn't a specific goal, and not really give myself any time frame to do this, I'm going to wait till the very end possible. I'm sure we've all had the scenario happen in school when maybe your teacher said, all right, you have a paper due by this date, and we kind of waited to the last minute, and then the day before we're up all night, procrastinating online, posting on Facebook. Not that I would ever do that myself when I was in school, but you've seen it all too often. We wait to the last minute and then things either get half-assed or they don't get accomplished at all. So what we want to do is we want to set time-sensitive goals. So let's give a prime example of weight loss. Let's say we want to lose 20 pounds and we want to lose it by the end of the year. Because we can use this as a measurable goal, we could say in that case, every 4 months we should be losing 5 pounds. Again, something that we want to do because we want to feel better about ourselves, we want to look our best. This is something that not only has a time frame associated with it, but because it's specific and measurable and achievable, it's very likely that we can kind of set ourselves up for success in this case. Being time sensitive too, and speaking of goals in general, a thing that I really push you guys towards doing is sharing your goals with others. Whether it be on Facebook, whether it be family, friends, coworkers, whatever it is, mark it on your calendars so other people can see, let them know what you're trying to do, because that's going to kind of hold you accountable for this. If there are other people who are out there giving you encouragement, that's going to help drive you. Not to mention, you're going to have a sense of not wanting to let them down. So by making your goals public, it can really help you achieve them as well. So in summary with goal setting, to make it simple on you, try to do these steps to make them more accomplishable. Now those are going to be, again, setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-sensitive goals. My big suggestion to really help you out with this too is actually write them down, and don't say, oh, Brandon, don't worry, I have it all in my head, because chances are it's going to float down and it's going to be on your butt, and that's what you're going to be sitting on for the next year. So get a pen, get a piece of paper, write down your goals, make sure that they fit all the criteria we just went over, and chances are you'll make those things happen. As always, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and stay big.